Hey everybody, Peepo here, and yes, I am in fact in the shop today, Lacrosse Unlimited of Columbia, and this is kind of going to lead off into some other videos where I'm in the shop talking about stuff either in the mornings or in the evenings after I have closed up anyway. But so today's video is going to be about this, the new STX, or as a lot of people like to call it, STX. Superpower Plus LE. But this carries over into your regular Superpower Plus, which should be coming out in the middle of June. I believe June 15th is the rumored date. Hopefully that actually happens, but so keep your fingers crossed for that. If you're thinking of getting a new head, wait for that to come out, or come in and get a Superpower Plus. I don't know. Hey, I'm just here to sell it to you. But anyway, Superpower Plus, one of the longest running series heads out there. The Protons have been running for pretty much over a decade, right around a decade. That's a pretty long time for a series of heads. You got your original Proton, which there was an issue with the naming, where they had to add the plus and then put a plus sign on the side of the throat, so it became the Proton Plus. Then you have your Proton Power, which was the original Proton Power. I used one of those in high schools for face-offs. Great head, just all-around great head. Although at the time you didn't really realize the issues that come with it that you would realize nowadays because of the stringing and everything. Then you have your Super Power, which was one of the first universal heads out there. Also one of the most widely used heads in the game right now. Then you have your Proton Power 2.0, or your Proton Power with C-channel, which, as we can tell, has some very nice aesthetics to it. And then we have our new baby, the Super Power Plus. Right off the bat, you notice that it is blue, like my shirt, which is kind of awkward. But so, comes in a blue. The reason behind the whole blue idea, if you don't know by now, is Peter Baum. Right there, Peter Baum. In college, he was using a blue head, and he's been working with STX on this newer one. He used a blue Superpower, sorry. He used the Carolina Blue Superpower. It was one of the ways that you noticed him on the field, that you could definitely see him. And guy's great player. When they first announced that he was working with the Superpower Plus, or that he was going to be releasing it as an LE version, I was excited, and I went and rewatched a lot of his highlights. And the guy's an animal. Let's just be honest. The guy's an animal. If you're going to be as good as he is, and as a lot of other players are in the MLL, NLL, all those guys, you better be good. You better be a beast. But so, getting right into it. First off, you can notice that there is that blue. And then after that, the aesthetics have changed from your old school Superpower. So first off is the actual flare of the sidewalls, or your keyhole shape, or your face shape, whatever you want to call it. First thing you notice on the old Superpower is this kind of corner at the bottom because of the whole 3-inch rule for NCAA rules. And then there's actually kind of another corner right here that goes up into the flare of the scoop. I feel that that was a very major problem as to why the head would warp, hourglass, all that stuff. Because those two focal points, if you look at the really warped heads, those two focal points are where the head bends the most, especially down here. That's where it happens. But so you can see, with that said, that's changed. This is more curved. It's not so much of a sudden turn. And then also it's a lot more gradual right here as well, which is great. That the minute detail of noticing that and taking into consideration what a lot of people have said is great on STX part. And then you get into your scoop, your scallop scoop, which has lasted, as you saw, pretty much all of the Protons. Oh, I almost forgot. The Proton U is also in that series. But it is the only Proton that does not, or the only, yeah, in the Proton series, it is the only one that does not have a scallop scoop. But as you see, the scoop has changed a little bit. It's a little bit more streamlined. It's not so much of a sudden bump, which I feel will definitely strengthen the scoop. There was always problems with the Proton series having broken scoops. I've broken quite a few Proton Pluses in the scoop. I've broken 2 Superpowers on the scoop, and I've broken the Proton Power in the scoop. So definitely I feel that they've beefed up the scoop just a little bit. The back of it is a little bit better, I believe, for protecting your sidewall strings for your top string, because with the old Superpower, it kind of pushed the stringing area out. I mean, it still kind of does it, but it doesn't do it as pronounced as the old Superpower, the old Proton Power, all that. So scoop has definitely been improved. There's a nice little aesthetic line right there that looks really mean, makes it a little mean looking, kind of like a race car almost. Then you get into your sidewalls. Your sidewalls are much more rounded than they were on the old Superpower, which is a really good move. If you get real close, you can see all sorts of little lines and stuff where the cutouts are to try and get as much weight off the head without sacrificing too much strength, which is really, really awesome. And then you get into your actual sidewall. Right here was an issue on not so much the Superpower. I mean, there is that space there that a lot of people didn't like, but it was a big problem in your Proton Power 2.0 because there's such a huge amount of space there that's almost, and pretty much in most stringers' cases, a really focal point to string from, to have a knot right there. So it's definitely been shortened, at least, so it makes it a little bit easier to get the pockets that you want. And then you actually have your let's see, the sidewall holes themselves have been transformed into a rhombus shape or a trapezoid, whatever you want to say, diamond, whatever you want to say, from your circular holes, which is a really good feature because it allows the string to actually go up into that little angled area of the shape and lock it in place even better. So you're not going to have any knots shifting around if you do them correctly. And then it goes down into the C-channel technology, which is supposed to help with strength. The Stallions have it, the Hammer has it, I believe. Yeah, and then the Proton Power 2.0 or Proton Power C-channel, which I believe was the precursor to this, obviously. And then you actually get into your throat area, which is a really big thing for me because it looks so cool. The old throat was pretty simple looking. I mean, if you compare the old Superpower and the Proton Power, sorry I don't have a white one, but the throats are very similar. They're almost exactly the same. And then you see your Proton Power 2.0 and then the evolution to that. You see it? See how cool that is? Just the throat, just the changing of the throat excites me. It was just kind of weird. But so, very cool aesthetics. You have this kind of sublimated, glossy, matte Superpower Plus emblem, whereas it was actually part of the plastic itself, and that would break. So definitely kudos to you, STX, for not doing that again. And then you actually see here right in the throat that ACP is incorporated into this head. The ACP technology is supposed to, it's all climate protection, I believe is the abbreviation for it. Here, hold on. We can actually see all climate performance. Sorry, I got the P wrong. But so all climate performance is supposed to help in your hot weather, your cold weather, whereas whenever you're in a colder climate, when it's super cold and the head feels like it's going to be a lot more fragile, that's not the case with ACP. ACP, for whatever reason, I don't fully understand the technology, but I do understand the concept, and that is to make sure that the plastic doesn't break. Doesn't break as easily anyway. And then for all you guys that are going to freaking diet, the heat is only supposed to be the heat aspect, or the heat end of that range of protection isn't included with boiling the head. So if you're going to go boil your head and then you're going to say, oh, the ACP isn't working, it's because you just boiled a head. That makes no sense. But so ACP is supposed to protect the head a little bit more, help it with that rigidity that the C-channel is creating in the head. And then your stringing holes themselves, they added in 1 or 2 more. They lengthened the holes at the top, as you can see on this one. So it's a lot more like your Stallion, like your Hammer a little bit at the top, and then your Proton Power 2.0. A lot of people I know don't really like those lengthened top holes, but I feel it's a great, if you know what you're doing, I feel it's a good aspect and a good concept, especially with this day and age of the craziness that goes on with stringing. So performance-wise, has a great balance to it. I have it on my ECD carbon shaft, but balance is really nice. It's a lot lighter by, I think it's almost 5.5 grams, maybe a little more. I forget the weight that I saw. I think it was like 4 point something in grams, which is extremely light. And obviously they've rounded off a lot of the edges, cut away so much. The throat's empty now. Your sides are still empty, but it's still beefy at the bottom, which helps with the balance when you're holding it. But all in all, STX did a great job with this head. Obviously, there are a couple little things that people don't like your bottom holes. As you can see, I have 2 strings going through that bottom hole. That'll probably be a little weird to string with traditional, but I'm looking forward to doing it anyway. Because of the C-channel, it's hard to make your knots from undoing or slipping, I guess you could say. But a real nice trick for that is going in through the outside, looping through like that, and it keeps the string from stressing on the knot so that it doesn't come undone. So that's a nice little tip for you guys there, and then kind of do a bottom string like that, and it works out in the end. But so, really great head. Next up, when I get the time, I'm going to do a video about the dry mesh that actually comes with the head. Remember, the Superpower Plus LE, Peterbaum LE, is $150. I believe the regular versions are supposed to be about $100. I believe it's going to be about $100, $110. Hopefully it's $100, because that $10 definitely is a big selling point, a big game changer as far as the mentality of a salesman and then a customer. So hopefully it's not too expensive, and I'm looking forward to getting another one. I'm not going to get another blue one. I'm going to get one when they come out in June. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this gave you a nice inside look as far as this head, the Superpower Plus. From STX, of course, but hey, everybody kind of forgets where stuff's from, what it's called, all that jazz. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Share the video. The only way anybody's going to know about anything is if you guys share it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later.